we're finding our identity and getting into what works for us. And then what helps in that stuff is when you get clear on that, we can innovate within it without trying to do something completely new that is different to what we're about. A lot of growth came out of last year's experiences. A lot of players got exposed to some hardship. It's the old adage, success isn't owned, isn't it? It's only ever rented, and you've got to pay the rent every day.
DSPN, the Devlin Sports Podcast Network.
Super Rugby Round 10 kicks off tomorrow, and it's a blockbuster. It's the Crusaders Blues. It's the old Cantab Auckland rivalry. And what a pleasure it is to get Crusaders assistant coach. We haven't seen each other for a little bit of a while. Brad Mooar joins us. G'day, mate. How are you?
Very well, thanks, Martin. Great to see you.
Thanks so much for that. Look, this rivalry, it's one of the greatest in New Zealand rugby, but putting all of that aside for a start, the fact that you're top of the table, how does that change things for you in a week like this when you prepare? Does it become part of the preparation that you're now the top dog or not?
Not at all, mate. It hasn't been spoken about at all. Focus is largely on us, how we want to grow our game, what we need to get right to be where we want to be with it, and also with a good look at the Blues and how they're playing now, and making sure that we're right on song, mentally prepared, physically prepared, and ready to go. So the challenge is every day leading into this week, rather than looking backwards to say, well, and sit comfortably and try and get into a comfy position, which is just so dangerous. So you've got to keep an edge on and say, well, the challenge is now.
People like me on this side of the microphone, though, we're going to continually go back to this, so I'm going to annoy you with another couple of questions about it. It's just that I suppose what we're fascinated about is with what the team went through last year, with what Rob went through last year and what he was put through last year, and now to be in this position, is there not just a little bit of, hey, we've proved you all wrong, or is it way too early to start that stuff?
Mate, honestly, no, none of that at all. I think we're just so enjoying each other's company, working really hard, the grind to improve every day, and how much we're putting in, and seeing that from each other, that it just inspires you to keep going for more. So there's no doubt that we can use the results and the form of the way we're playing as that sort of inspiration and energy to help drive us, but at the same time knowing that if you knock off at all, and like I say earlier, get comfortable, then you get a hell of a reminder that you need to put your feet on the ground and keep working hard in your moment and get the preparation right. So it's purely a preparation focus with the energy of, okay, some things are going well, what do we need to do to get better?
And look, no greater reminder last week than when the Chiefs go to New South Wales. A New South Wales side who had 102 points put on them here in New Zealand, turn around and beat the guys that were top of the table, and only lost once at that stage.
Yeah, mate, a great example, isn't it? And we've had that ourselves. And I just think the competition is such that if you knock off at all, you're totally in danger, and anyone can beat anyone. Every game has its challenge. Going to Suva, to Lautoka, playing anybody at home. See, the Waratahs at home are a very strong side. Yeah. There you go. So for us, it's we're at home this week against the traditional foe. There's a lot of emotion and energy that you can drive from that, and it's just a great challenge. It's really, really exciting to be part of.
Yeah, this Blues side, they've only won 3 games, but do you feel that they're poised? Are they a dangerous foe, really dangerous?
100%, yeah. Look, we only won 3 games. That's looking backwards. We need to make sure it's this week is the important week. It's not about what's gone on in the past. It's what do we need to get right for this week. Playing at home in front of our people against the Blues is a wonderful challenge to be part of, and we are obligated to get it right.
What are you doing well at the moment? You've only lost 2 games, and that was a blowout scoreboard-wise against the Chiefs, and then the MP game was a shock to all of us, really. They played so well that day and were just really physical and overpowered you in that second half. So before we look at those and what you didn't do right in those games, what are you doing right that you're happy with at the moment?
I think really happy with how hard we're working to keep improving, to get the little bits of detail right every day, to not knock off, make sure that when we're present in a meeting, in a conversation, talking with each other on the field, all of those things, that we are really, really focused in the moment so that we're getting the most out of that. And same goes for when it's time to have a laugh and be human.
Right.
That's really important as well, and make sure that those elements are taken care of, and we care for the people as people, and then work really hard on the game. So I love the fact that those little bits of detail are getting done, and that we're really, really grounded and work hard to stay feet on the ground and know that your next challenge is the next challenge, and that's the most important one, and that's what we must focus on.
Brad, at the start of the season, I think, well, so many of us looked at the Blues, looked at the squad and everything, didn't know all the injuries were coming, but looked at that and thought, heck, this is a side that could actually repeat. Last year they played a certain kind of rugby. They're very direct. They compacted the field. They just came at you and they came at you and they came at you. Are you looking at your Crusaders side, and do you feel that you have a Crusaders way of playing again as opposed to last year? Is there anything around that?
Yeah, I think we're finding our identity and what works well.
Sorry,
for us.
long-winded way of me asking that. That was what I was looking for.
Yeah. No, you've done well. Mate, it's I think we're finding that and getting into what works for us. And then what helps in that stuff is when you get clear on that, then we can innovate within it without trying to do something completely new that is different to what we're about. So you can start to think about ways to improve our own game, how that balance of kicking, running looks, what a really good defensive effort looks like, how we want our forwards and backs to interlink with each other. And I think that's been really good to see. And I think what comes on the back of as well, a lot of cohesion, Martin. And there's a lot of, we get this sort of question a lot around last year, this year. A lot of growth came out of last year's experiences for the group. There's people, a lot of players got exposed to the rugby opportunity to play in, some hardship. Their backs, there's a safe environment. There's safety in knowing that they're trusted and they're valued, and you can take those challenges with the safety, and that gives a massive growth opportunity. And that's what I think we're seeing, as well as that, that golden element of high performance sport and business and life, that you get a bit of luck, and we're seeing that with the lower injury run,
yep.
Which allows us to have that cohesion and to be challenging each other on the park every day. So the way that each player is helping another player get ready to perform is great to see.
That dovetails into the next question, where you've got the young guys who maybe haven't achieved as much success in this competition. You've got some grizzled old veterans, and I say that with all the affection that I can, that have won a hell of a lot. Does one inspire the other in terms of the hunger? Because I'm sure all those guys who've won a hell of a lot of titles will just be bitter about the fact they want to win another one again. Maybe bitter is not the right word, but you know what I mean.
Driven.
Yeah.
Definitely driven by it. And look, mate, it's the old adage, success isn't owned, isn't it? It's only ever rented, and you've got to pay the rent every day. So putting in that work to improve is massive, and to know that, like earlier we discussed, focus on the now. What do we have to get right today to be ready to perform tomorrow? And your opposition's doing the same. So we have to make sure we're in that space and that mindset. But I definitely think you get energy and inspiration from each other, from experiences, successful experiences, from new energy, and the bounce of youth. It's beautiful. So how that intertwines into one piece for our team and club and what we want to achieve for our people is where the little bit of gold lies for us.
Couple of quick questions before we go. You got guys like Sevu in the team, and you've got Will Jordan in the team. When you're coaching guys like that, you can coach everything, I suppose, that you want to, but there's just aspects about their play, the way their heads operate, what they're looking at, their vision. They're seeing things that no one else sees. How do you coach any of that? Or do you just look back and admire it? Or do you just say to them, you guys know what you're doing. When you see that, you go?
Bit of both, mate. I think we chuck it all in.
Okay.
There's no doubt that empowering experts in their position and the group is massive for that ability to grow and to see, well, what do you see here? What do you think is the detail we can put into place to take this opportunity? We love that space. The players are out there doing it all the time, and they've seen many situations on the field at the level that is mad not to dive into. So our players, our leadership in particular, are doing a great job of helping to guide and influence all of us, players, staff alike, and to make sure that all voices get heard. Everyone's opinion's important. And then we can move forward with that. There's nothing more powerful than when a player stands up and says, look, this is where we want to be. This is how we want to do it. Follow me. Let's go. This is what we need from each other.
Awesome.
The changing room backs that, gets in behind it. It's magic.
Finally, look, I know that for us old buggers, look, it's the 40th year since that 85 Shield Challenge, Auckland versus Canterbury, and it was another 10 or 11 years after that we got Super Rugby. But this is what this kind of fixture does for me. It brings back all of that. It's red and black versus blue. It's no better way to kick off a Good Friday. I hope you get a big raucous crowd going nuts down there.
Oh, mate, that'd be magnificent, wouldn't it? That's 40 years. Isn't it incredible?
Great,
I was there,
crazy,
10-year-old.
Well, you're there as a 10-year-old. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Probably in the
He
scoreboard
scored that
enclosure
try,
down there
Green
under the
Green. He
scoreboard.
scored that try.
Oh, just superb, eh? What great memories. But yep, there's the heritage. That's the weight of history and behind this. Look, our scoreboard at Rugby Park here in St Albans, where we train, our headquarters, home base, has permanently up there at the moment. It's Canterbury, Auckland are the two sides that are on the scoreboard. I just noticed that the other day.
Brilliant.
It's been there for a few weeks, so it's just iconic.
Says everything.
Can't wait.
Pass on my best to Rob, eh? Thanks so much for joining us, mate.
Absolutely, Martin. Have a great day.
DSPN.